What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. Welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates every single day on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. During the week, we take a look at the Dow. I hope everybody's having a great 4th of July, and I want to wish everyone a great 4th of July. Have fun, be safe. Let's get into the video. Don't forget, we have a free Discord in the description below the video. Definitely check it out. It's an awesome community, guys, and let's get into it. Alright guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Disclaimer scrolling on the bottom, make sure you read it and always make up your own mind. And remember, this is just my opinion, not yours. I want to remind you guys, we are doing a Kobo Vault Generation 2 giveaway tomorrow. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Take a second out, hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Let's see how many likes we can get. YouTube is not helping get the videos out there, so if you guys would, make sure you smash the like and hit the share button, and let's get into it. We'll take a look at the news headlines. It's the weekend, so there's not a whole lot of new news, obviously, but let's see what's going on. Millions of, and this is just to get a feel for the sentiment, millions of Britons now hold cryptocurrency. Money reimagined Bitcoin and Ethereum are DeFi double team. Don't think so. Demand for Bitcoin will see dramatic shift in 8 years. It's another thing. Make sure you stick around for the news. Really isn't doing nothing on the weekend. Make sure you stick around for the end of the video. I'm going to show you a chart that suggests, it's my chart, that suggests possibly not seeing a break of the all-time high until 2024. Not saying it's going to happen, just an interesting chart. Make sure you stick around to the end. We will be checking it out. Fear and Greed Index, we're at 40. We dropped 1 point from yesterday. And as you guys all know, as you can see, this is bearish divergence. We're making lower lows in the RSI on the monthly. Now, this is the monthly. It takes time to play out, guys, but higher highs in the price action, that is bearish divergence. We have the 55 EMA down here around 5,400. We could see 5,400 by the end of the month. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's definitely a possibility. We've been looking at that 5,400 target on this channel for a very long time. Let's take a look at what else we got here. Let's go into the weekly. Same thing, the weekly we had we had bearish divergence right here. Higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI, which seems to be obviously playing out. Now, on the weekly, as of right now, our support is the 8 EMA around 90.50. A break of that, our next support is going to be around the 88.50, and that's a 13 EMA. The 21 EMA lies around the 86.50 range, and the 55 EMA around 82. Those are the support areas. Now, a weekly break, if we break above 9,900 this week and close the weekly above that, that would be bullish. That would change me bullish. But until then, I'm staying bearish. If you guys are interested in trading, I'm going to leave a Prime XBT tutorial up top. Definitely check it out. My favorite exchange. You could trade gold, silver, oil, everything with your Bitcoin, Dow, even Forex. So if you're interested, check it out. I have a promo code, Savy50. Get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as your bonus. Savy25, 25% off of your fees for a month. And yeah, check it out. See if you guys like it, and let's see what's going on here in the, well, let's go back to the, oh, we already took a look at that. Sorry, it's the weekend, guys. I'm all over the place. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible, but every time I say that, it makes the video longer. So anyways, I don't like to leave stuff out. And if you guys notice on my videos, we always stick to the same charts. I'm not pulling up other people's charts. I'm not pulling up, you know, secret indicators, all that. Guys, that's all hype. Look at the charts for what they are. Charts don't lie. So anyways, on the daily, you can see what happened last time. We rose too fast without a correction. Same thing here. I do believe we're going to see some of these targets down here. If we look at the daily volume, you can see it's declining to next to nothing. And it's the weekend, so not a whole lot of people trading on the weekends. Now, I want to look at this white rising channel here. We have a measured move of that channel from where it broke out to 6,900. We also have some other things pointing to that. And guys, we'll go down to the 4 hour and then to the 1 hour too before we look at Litecoin and Ethereum. And then, like I said, I want to show you that chart where it suggests we may not see a break of the all-time high until 2024. And I'll tell you why. So anyways, that's that target. And then we have this orange trend line here. Looking at this as more of a rising broadening wedge. And the measured move of that would be right around the 5,500 range. And then we also have this pink line here. And if we did a measured move of that one to where we broke down would be about 4,400, somewhere in that range. Remember, we also have a CME gap down around the $3,500 range. Not saying it's got to go there, but I want you guys to be aware that it's definitely a possibility. So keep that in the back of your mind. Zoom in a little bit here. Look at the RSIs. We talked about it yesterday. The RSIs are extremely bearish on the daily. As you can see, our 8 EMA has crossed our 55 here. The 13 should cross in the next couple days if we continue on our downward motion. Also, want to take a look at this as a bear flag. If we take a measured move, measuring this as the flagpole, this being the bear flag, if we were to break down today, our target would be around the 8,200. As I talked about I didn't talk about, but the thumbnail says 96 or 86. We do have a 200 EMA on our daily, right around 8,600. I would expect at least a bounce there if we make it down there. Otherwise, we come up and break this 80 or 9,200 level and get back in this channel. We could be rising up to, we'll talk about those levels in a minute. But anyways, let's look at the RSI. This is something on the daily we've been watching for quite some time on this channel. Look at this as a head and shoulders here. This being a left shoulder, this being a head, this being a right shoulder. We did break down below it and came back up, tested the next line, and got rejected. It does look like we have further to fall here. Keep in mind, if we close the daily back above this neckline on the RSI, then that changes everything. All right, let's look at, this is a daily chart also. I removed the EMAs off of this and just looking at the fib retracement levels. So what I did, I put the Fibonacci retracement tool from the swing low to the swing high, and the 0.236, which we have gotten support on, is the 88.90. A break of that, we'd be looking at 8,500, which is just a long-term support and resistance line. That does not hold. We're looking at around 79.50. That is a 0.382 fib. Then we, of course, we have 7,700 has been a long support and resistance line. Then we got 71.50 is the 0.5. Then our target of 6,900. After that, if that does not hold, we would be looking at 61.50 to 63.50, which is a golden pocket zone. Then, of course, our 5,400 target I showed you on the monthly. Next stop, 0.786, 52.50. And if that does not hold, we could be going to close that gap at 35.07. Keep in mind, this volume is declining rapidly. This is, oh, wait a minute. Let's go back. Another way to look at that RSI on the daily, we have this big falling channel here. As you can see, the formations, we broke out of the falling broadening wedge, popped into a rising broadening wedge, popped out of that, got rejected, and currently we are in a falling channel. A break of this channel on the daily would also get us above that neckline, but if we're looking at it this way, a close above this on a daily would be a little more bullish. But until then, I remain bearish. All right, let's look at the 4 hour. Looking at the 4 hour, we are getting rejected as of right now by the 8 EMA on the 4 hour, which is at 90.82. If we can break above that, our next line of resistance is 90.94, which is 13 EMA, and then we have the 21 EMA at 91.10, and the 55 all the way up to 91.60. Then we have the 200 here at 92.65. Let's look at this in the 4 hour. Take a measured move. Looking at this as a rising channel here. If we take a measured move, if we do break down from here within the next day or two, that lines up perfectly with that 6,900. So there is a lot of confluence here, guys, with that 6,900. Looking at this as a rising wedge, that would be the measured move if breaking down there. Looking at this as a rising, I'm sorry, that's not a rising wedge, that's a rising channel. And looking at the yellow rising channel, same thing, same target. So that has a lot of potential to get down there. Yeah. Let's look at the 4-hour RSI, see if that's telling us anything. As you can see, we had a rising channel here, which we have had now 1, 2, 3 touches on the bottom of the bigger rising channel. Then we have what seems to be a falling wedge here. Do we break down, come back down, and retest the bottom of this yellow rising channel? And if that breaks, then continue down to the bottom of the wedge. If so, that would be these lower targets. We will keep an eye on it. Don't forget, this is my wife's webpage, inkyourimage.com. There is a link down below with my other affiliate links down there. Check them out. There's a lot of useful stuff. There's wallet links, all kinds of stuff down there. They all help the channel out. And but yeah, on her webpage, any of this crypto stuff you can get if you guys want to buy someone a gift or for yourself. She can put any crypto you want. So if you're fans of other cryptocurrency, she can do it. Just hit her up in the contact. Even if you just want family pictures or funny saying, whatever, it's quality stuff. It's not crap vinyl or iron-on. So check it out, and I appreciate it. Looking at Bitcoin on the 1 hour, same thing, this rising channel here. Let's take a look at that rising channel first. And a break of the 89.90 range would get us down to that target of the 8,600. Now, let's take a look at what could bring us up to 9,600. Even though I think it's highly unlikely, I want you guys to know, definitely keep it in mind that it is a possibility. All right, so we are getting rejected at the EMAs here. They're giving us a lot of resistance. The 21 EMA is our last point of resistance at 90.80. We just got rejected a little bit as of making this video. But we could be breaking out here, guys, to the upside. And the measured move, let's zoom in a little bit. Looking at this as a triangle, it's actually a descending triangle, which should be bearish. But if we did break out the top of it, the measured move of that gets us right up to that 9,200, which would be confluent with all of this range up in here. Keep that in mind as a possibility. 9,100 is our 55 EMA on the 1 hour, and 9,160 is our 200 EMA on the 1 hour. If that was to break, like I said, the 9,200 range. Now, zoom in a little bit and show you how we could possibly get to that 9,600. I've been talking about this for weeks. That would be a bull trap, in my opinion, a huge bull trap. And how I get that is looking at the Fibonacci retracement from this swing high to this swing low. We have came up to our 9,300, which was our 0.5 fib, and got rejected. If we were to get back up above this 9,200, which is the 0.5 fib, or I'm sorry, the 0.382 fib. If we break above that, 9,300 again will be resistance. A break above that, we could be looking at 9,400, which is in the golden pocket zone. It's actually around 9,420. A break of that could get us up to the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement, which would be between 9,575 and 9,600, somewhere in that range. But that would be a bull trap, in my opinion, if we did get up there. So those are the two. That's our big up target, and this is our big down target. About $1,000 in between the two of them. So let me zoom in again. Let's see what's going on. We do seem to be breaking that triangle right now. We're at about 90.80. We're getting rejected at the 21 EMA. If we're able to break above that, like I said, the next stop would be around 9,100 range. But yeah, a break of that 89.90 would be pretty ugly. Let's look at the RSI. We talked about this yesterday. This is the RSI on the 1 hour. And I drew a trend line from, actually, should be more like this. But anyways, as you can see, we were getting rejected at this line. We're coming up to try to test it again. It looks like if we get rejected, we could be coming back down to the bottom of this. Seems to be like some sort of triangle. Depends on where you put the line, but as of right now, it looks like we're most likely going to come down here. If not, if we're able to break and close 1 hour above this, we may come all the way up to retest the top of that, being the bull trap. Let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin, same thing. Fibonacci retracement from the swing low to the swing high. As of right now, we've had this trend line here. Looking at this as a head and shoulders, we are getting rejected at the trend line as of right now. And that trend line lies around $42 range. A break above that, our next point of resistance would be around the 43.22, and after that would be our 0.236 retracement fib of 44.81. A measured move of that head and shoulders gets us down to right in our golden pocket range between $34 and $35, which makes a lot of sense. We still have to break our last low at 39.12. Also, let me zoom in and show you one more target on here. If we were to follow Bitcoin, and Bitcoin did have that bull trap, we could be coming up to the $47 range in Litecoin. So keep that number in your mind also. Let's take a look at this rising channel here. If we took a measured move of that, we'd measure the channel to where it broke down over here. That gets us right around the 37.20 range. Our 0.5 Fibonacci retracement is at 37.92 there. A break of that obviously brings us to our golden pocket zone. 0.786 is at 30.52, and then $20 to $22 Bitcoin or Litecoin if Bitcoin was to go down to that 3,500, and even possibly, you know, down to the $11 range if Bitcoin does do that 3,500. Let's take a look at Ethereum. You know what? Did we look at the RSI? Let's take a look at this RSI real quick. All right, so looking at the RSI on the 4-hour for Litecoin. Let me move this down, move this up. We are playing with this trend line here from these two peaks. If we close the 4-hour, I think that's what we're in. Yeah, the 4-hour above this trend line for the RSI, it looks like we could be going down. Is there any divergence here? Let's take a look real quick. And then we'll go on to Ethereum. And then I'll show you that chart that suggests we may not see a new all-time high until 2024. Yes, we are getting divergence here. We're getting lower. We're getting hidden bearish divergence. We're getting lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI. This should turn around from here. The 55 EMA lies around 41.80. If we break above that, that could change, but I'm thinking that this should hold here and continue down. Let's see what happens. And Ethereum, we are getting rejected on all the EMAs here. We're actually getting rejected at 13 right now at 226. Let's take a look at the bigger picture, get the RSI off there. All right, our 55 has crossed our 200 here, guys. That is bearish. A run up if we do get that bull trap with Bitcoin. Our run up could get us as high as 241 for Ethereum if that was to happen. We do have resistance at the 0.382 fib at 228, and then the next resistance will be 232. Then our golden pocket of the retracement of this swing high to swing low would be around 236 to 237. And if that was to break, then we could be looking at 241. That would be retesting the bottom of this rising wedge. Let's take a measured move of that. And that's not what I wanted. First, let's take a measured move of this rising channel here. If we were to break down in the next day or two, target of that would get us right around the 157 range. Now, looking at the bigger picture, swing low to swing high, we did get supported at our 0.236, just like Bitcoin and Litecoin. If we break that 214 level, our next stop is going to be around 191, which is the 0.382. Then we have our 0.5 at 171.55. Then our golden pocket zone between 147 and 152. If that does not hold, it's looking at around 125. And if we are able to break that, we could be looking at a $57 Bitcoin or Ethereum if Bitcoin is to hit its $3,500 level. Keep in mind, we really have a possibility of seeing a bull trap here. I think people will get really excited, FOMO in, and then this thing come crashing down. If we do break the 9,600 in Bitcoin, like I said, a weekly close above 9,800 gets bullish. Let's look at the RSI. See if that gives us any clues. And the RSI does look like it has made a little mini head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If we come back down and break this neckline, we could be continuing down to retest the bottom of this falling wedge here. And that would be obviously our lower lows. If we come up to break the top, and this is on the 4 hour, we could be coming up to test that 235 to 241 range. We will definitely be keeping an eye on it, guys. Now, this is the chart I was telling you about. As you can see back here, it took us about 90 days or 623 days to break this high back here once we went into our bear market. Then over here in 2013, it took us 1,232 days to break our high, our last high over here. So it almost doubled. It's about 90%. So if we take that and do the same thing up here, that brings us to 2024 before the highs break. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's something to look at and keep an eye on. I know everybody is super bullish, thinking 2021 we're going to see new all-time highs. I'm the same way, but there's no guarantees, guys. We need to look at every perspective. So that's just what I'm looking at. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking the CryptoSavy logo above my head. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't checked in a while, because they do unsubscribe people. And make sure to give it a thumbs up and a like and share it if you enjoyed it. Thanks, guys. I'm out.